Ya pemirsa, telah diselenggarakan Indonesia SEZ Business Forum 2025, di mana di dalamnya ada sesi khusus dialog bisnis KEK atau Kawasan Ekonomi Khusus. Di dalam forum ini, mereka mempertemukan pembuat kebijakan, kemudian juga pelaku usaha serta calon investor dalam satu meja. Dan ada satu dialog yang menarik untuk diikuti, yakni SEZ as a Catalyst for Development, Growth and Sustainable Development. Berikut ini.
A session that reflects Indonesia's commitment to positioning SEZ as drivers of sustainable and inclusive economic transformation, SEZ as a catalyst for economic growth and sustainable development. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to invite all our distinguished panelists to please come forward and join us on the stage. And the first panelist would love to invite Mr. Devara Kondasai Krishna, Managing Director, Oleochemical Unilever Asia. Please come to the stage. And would love to invite Mr. Aditya Dewobroto, Vice President Strategy and Portfolio PT Pertamina Persero. Mr. Aditya, welcome. And the third panelist, Mr. Donald MacLeod, President of Global Business Development at Worley. Please give a big round of applause. And last but not least, would love to invite Mrs. Yuyan Song, Director General of GPIPC Sekretariat, who is joining us today online. Welcome. So to lead this important dialogue, we are pleased to welcome our moderator, Director, Strategy Risk and Transactions, Deloitte Southeast Asia. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Ivo van de Quint. So, to our moderator, the stage is yours.
Distinguished members of government, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to moderate this business dialogue on SEZ as a catalyst for economic growth and sustainable development. Thank you, Ibu Neti, for the invitation. When we talk about special economic zones, the conversation often starts with incentives, infrastructure, and investment flows. These are, of course, essential. But as Indonesia and the global economy now face the urgent need for climate transition, supply chain redesign, and inclusive growth, the role of SEZs is evolving beyond just investment destinations. Today, SEZs are increasingly expected to act as drivers for industrial productivity, for decarbonization, and for more inclusive and sustainable development. And the timing is critical. As Indonesia moves towards Indonesia MS 2045, Indonesia is pursuing ambitious growth targets as well as sustainability outcomes, including emissions reduction, energy transition, and improved social outcomes. The question is no longer growth versus sustainability, but rather how to design growth models that deliver both. SEZs offer a unique platform to do exactly this. They allow governments to pilot new policy approaches, enable industries to cluster and scale efficiently, and create conditions where sustainability can be embedded from the start. This session is designed as a strategic platform to explore how SEZs can become catalysts for industrial transformation, green investment, and long-term economic resilience. Today we are joined by 4 panelists whose perspectives span sustainable manufacturing, international ESG and investment standards, energy transition engineering, and low-carbon solutions for SEZ-based industrial growth. I'd like to give a quick introduction of the panelists. Firstly, Mr. Saikrisha Davarakonda, Managing Director, Unilever Oleochemical in Indonesia. Unilever was the first anchor investor in the Semangkai Special Economic Zone in Sumatra, one of Indonesia's earliest SEZs, which I've had the pleasure of visiting, where it produces key ingredient materials used across its global home care, and personal care product lines. Sustainability is a central corporate priority for Unilever and a particular passion of Mr. Devarakonda, who has 30 years of global experience in manufacturing and R&D. We look forward to hearing from Mr. Devarakonda how these commitments are being applied within their SEZ operations, particularly in promoting low carbon and responsible supply chains. Next, Mr. Aditya Deboboto, Vice President Strategy and Portfolio at Pertamina New and Renewable Energy. Welcome. Aditya has a distinguished career of 22 years in the energy sector, and his work focuses on developing pathways for cleaner energy deployment, advancing energy efficiency initiatives, and supporting Indonesia's broader net zero roadmap. Pertamina NRE plays a vital role in enabling low carbon manufacturing and sustainable industrial operations within SEZ ecosystems, whether through renewable energy solutions, emissions reduction programs, or digital monitoring systems. We look forward to his insights on how SEZs can leverage Indonesia's evolving energy landscape to drive sustainable and future-ready industrial growth. Then, Mr. Don McLeod, President of Global Business Development in Worley. I understand there was some confusion when you came into the venue, which is understandable. We share the same hairstyle, but also we both have Scottish roots. We both have an interest in infra, and we are both licensed pilots. So I can understand the confusion. Worley is a global engineering and consulting firm based in Australia that brings global experience in energy transition and industrial decarbonization solutions, capabilities that are increasingly relevant as Indonesia positions its SEZs for clean industry investment. Mr. McLeod has extensive experience in energy and resources sectors in the Southeast Asia region, and his perspective will highlight how Indonesian SEZs can align with global energy transition trends, and partnerships between SEZ authorities and multinational engineering firms can accelerate sustainable industrial growth. Last but not least, I see there, Ms. Yuyen Song, Director General of GPIPC Secretariat. The Green Partnership of Industrial Parks in China is a leading institution shaping the next generation of sustainable, low-carbon industrial parks globally. GPIPC works to align zone development with global ESG standards, strengthen infrastructure and governance for sustainable industrial clusters, and facilitate international green investment partnerships. GPIPC was one of the founding members of the Global Alliance of Special Economic Zones and are actively involved with the National Council for Special Economic Zones in Indonesia. Ms. Song brings a valuable global perspective on what SEZs must build, both technically and institutionally, to meet rising expectations around responsible sourcing, circularity, and compliance readiness. Together, we will explore two core questions. First of all, which capabilities are most critical for enabling sustainable industrial growth? And two, how can Indonesia's SEZs win in the global competition for sustainable investment? Let's start with our first question. As Indonesia continues strengthening its special economic zones, what key capabilities will be most important for SEZs to cultivate, whether in manufacturing ecosystems, infrastructure, governance, or technology, to support sustainable, low-carbon, and globally competitive industries? First of all, Mr. Devarakonda, from the perspective of a global manufacturer, what SEZ features most enable sustainable and circular production? And can you give some examples from your experience in Seimangke?
Good afternoon, everyone. Firstly, very warm welcome, and Unilever is quite honored to be here as part of the SEZ Business Forum. This is my second time I'm attending this, and I'm seeing this growing from strength to strength, just like the way Unilever has grown from strength to strength in Seimangke's SEZ. We are quite one of the old tenants out there because we are 13 years old in that particular SEZ. And I must say that with the help of BKPM team, and Puck Edwin and his team. Our first port of call on anything that happens is, the BKPM team comes to our mind. And I think that is a great assurance when something that comes and hits you, something like, say, DMO, all of a sudden something comes and hits you, your business, you get completely off guard, and when you get destabilized from your regular rhythm, you need to share with someone, understand what need to be done, and the guidance that is required comes from BKPM. Thank you so much for that. And the support that we get from the coordinating ministry, from the government and all of the government departments has been excellent. And that is one of the main reasons why today Unilever has invested close to about €500 million in one manufacturing site. And it's not very common within the world of Unilever to have a country's asset value of €500 million in a site. The reason that, apart from, of course, the excellent government assistance that we have, is the Unilever's ambition to use sustainable, traceable, and certified palm oil in all our products. And we are one of the largest palm oil users. And unfortunately, we don't use palm oil as such, but we use the second order, third order, even fourth order derivatives. And as you move away from the palm oil to the various derivatives, it becomes so much more difficult and complicated to maintain the traceability and the sustainability of the palm oil. And that's one of the main reasons why a few years back, that's almost 13 years back, Unilever decided to invest into backward integration, where we produce fractions, blends, surfactants, and specialty chemicals which are not finished product of Unilever at all. They all go into Unilever products in various other 42 different countries, and there the finished product is made and distributed to the markets. Now you can imagine the kind of importance that this has within the world of supply chain of Unilever. If my factory in Unilever Oleochemicals has any issue for some reason, it is impacting 42 different supply chains across the globe in one shot. And that's what happens when something is not really up to the mark or as per the expectation. Going back to the circularity, all these products are being bought by Unilever from somewhere if we don't produce it. But I can today tell with my hand on my heart that the carbon efficiency with which we manufacture these products is probably one of the best. And the reason that why we are saying this is because we work with our suppliers and try and understand what is their waste and how that can help us to improve our own energy efficiency. To give you an example, in a palm oil mill, I'm sure that all of you would know that there is an effluent, and that is called as palm oil mill effluent. And the palm oil mill effluent, if it is not treated properly and the gas is not captured, it is a very high potential greenhouse gas. And here we come that we work with a company which is collaborating with us, will capture this gas on behalf of the mills. And Indonesia is not a country where the gas grid is very well developed, and hence we have to purify that gas, put it into a tanker, which is a pressurized tanker, transport it to our factory, and then we start utilizing it. Last year, we used close to about 5 to 6% of our gas using this biogas, which is a circular economy gas that is coming to us. But this year, it has increased significantly. It's almost got doubled, and we have plans to increase it further. And I think that is something that is possible only because we have been present in a ecosystem that is like Asimanke Industrial Estate, which is in the middle of plantations, and we have our partners who are very, very having similar mind to help us and then try and bring this
And the remnants of this process are then again used as fertilizer, I was reading, right? Is that correct? For the biogas process?
Yeah, so this is not a new technology. I mean, this process is existing, but it's a bioprocess, and it's important that you capture that gas and then you purify it to a grade that it can be used into some specialized machines like turbines, etc., and boilers, so that it doesn't create any problem in the
I understand. Thank you so much. Mr. De Broto,
Yes.
from an energy perspective, what capabilities should SEZs prioritize to ensure reliable, low-carbon, and efficient energy systems that support sustainable industrial operations?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ivo. Good afternoon, Pak Edwin, and also the distinguished guests and also the distinguished panelists. I'm come from Pertamina NRE. Actually, this is the renewable arms of Pertamina. So as you may aware that currently Pertamina is a state-owned enterprise that have a role to secure the energy supply for all the people of Indonesia. For the Pertamina NRE, actually our role is to be an enabler to provide green electricity, meaning the green power plant using the renewable sources. And aside from the Pertamina NRE roles, as a Pertamina group, we also try to be able to have one Pertamina mission. Yeah, so we also provide the gas and also the fuel that maybe the SEZ needs. So special economic zone is actually Pertamina's very keen to look for the prospect that we can provide. So as you can see that this is our portfolio today. As per today, we already have one project in Special Economic Zone Semangke. We provide the biogas power plant. This is with a capacity of 2.4 megawatts. And also from that power plant, we can have a supply for carbon credit with the volume of 50,000 ton per CO2 equivalent per year. So we are expecting to have more projects on the other special economic zone. In our pipeline, current pipelines, we have two upcoming projects. One is also in Semangke. We try to build a solar power plant with a capacity of 3 megawatts. And also we try to develop another solar panel or solar power plant in Batang with a capacity of 5 megawatts. And for the future plan, we try to also have a discussion with other special economic zone. In short, that actually we try to have we have to provide the solution for the special economic zone related with their commitment, with their plan to have a more sustainable or more green energy commitment to the government. I think that's Mr. Ivo. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. McLeod, how can SEZ infrastructure position Indonesia as a destination for clean energy and decarbonized industry?
Thank you for the question, Ivo, and thank you to the organizing committee for allowing me the opportunity to speak with you today. So a word that I think every distinguished speaker this morning has mentioned is certainty. Capital loves certainty and conversely hates uncertainty. To win global investment, we need to think of the special economic zones less as landlords selling land and more as services business providing green utilities. So by master planning the shared infrastructure, providing the hydrogen backbones, providing the CO2 pipelines, providing renewable power, we can de-risk the investment for tenants, and then that will allow Indonesia to unlock that green premium. Worley is partnered with the Princeton University in the United States, and we have studied thousands of projects to understand how we can move from ambition to reality. And what we found was it wasn't the technological challenges that hinder progress. The resounding word in all of it was trust. Trust. And trust is obviously associated with certainty. So these industrial clusters, these special economic zones, when we can master plan and bring everybody together, so the engineering consultants, the financiers, the government regulation, we can then make the magic happen and build that trust and allow all of the tenants and investors to move forward, like Unilever and others. Yeah.
Thank you. Ms. Song, hopefully you can hear us online. How do SEZs demonstrate ESG readiness and good governance to international partners? And can you give some examples from your wide experience working with industrial parks?
Okay, so I'm so glad to attend this conference. I just want to introduce in China, just set up two special economic zones. So why I just wanted these numbers? I want to special now. Maybe the industry zones need some ESG standards and some the management systems, and then the SEZ manager and all that step by step achieve that. So I think GPFC is the founder member of Global Alliance of Special Economic Zones. 2 years ago, GSIS, we call that Global Alliance Party Initiative for EG. So we just some good case that all the countries. We found if the country can make I think definitely systems or standards focus on sustainable development, the SEZ can follow that and easily to make good performance on sustainable development. So I think maybe you can get some of the case studies later. I share China. All the industry zones, just if they want to achieve the ESG, firstly, they think about the integrative establishment. They need to set up the green energy supply systems, and also they just built the water treatment plant, and also built the recover water plant, and provide the service to investment companies. And another very important, all the industry zones, the industry clusters, think about how to develop green industry. Firstly, maybe they need to follow EIP, Eco-Industry Park principle, or industry symbiosis. So I just agree. That gentleman side, all the industry companies need trust. So in China, some industry zones just start industry symbiosis program, like the companies should exchange byproduct, exchange energy, so they can save not only save money, also save energy, save materials, achieve some good environmental targets. So, and the industry, green industry development is a very important issue. And another very important issue is the software management. The local authority, SEZ, the operator need to provide some good business environment to provide some training, provide some service, one-stop service center with some green issue service. So maybe in China, some of industry zones also to cite some encourage policy, give some good benefits to green companies. So I think maybe this case studies or experience can be referenced by the Indonesia industry zones, because we have good communicates with the Indonesia industry zones, many of industry zones. I found so many industry zones have started make a work plan. Maybe they can think about to follow some international SEZ systems guidelines. For example, the UNIDO just published the industry zones guidelines. They just make so many index how to achieve the environmental management, safety management, and also some good governance. So I think maybe the Indonesia can, SEZ can give us more good case studies, and like other industry other countries' industry zones learn that. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your contribution. We move on to our second and final key question. With global investors increasingly prioritizing sustainability, how can Indonesia's SEZs position themselves as destinations of choice through partnerships, ESG alignment, energy transition pathways, and investment support frameworks to attract high-value, future-oriented industries? Firstly, Pa Aditya, from an energy transition perspective, what low-carbon or renewable energy solutions can help SEZs become more attractive to global sustainable investors?
Yeah, I think for the renewable energy development, I think the two main critical factors is actually the technology. First of all, is technology, because in the future we expect that we can provide a competitive tariffs to the client, meaning that we expect the technology will be more advanced so that we can have a more cheap equipment. So in that sense, currently we are doing some strategic partnership with other global companies, global players that they have more advanced technologies, so we can learn from that and also acquire some technologies from the out partner. And also we have some other collaboration in other areas, like financing with other global players also. I think that's what we do, Pak Ivo.
Thank you very much, Pa Aditya. Mr. Debrakonda, what signals or commitments from an SEZ matter most to a multinational deciding where to invest?
I think in general, if you look at any investments that we do within Unilever, they are looked at reasonably in a longer term way. They're never for about a couple of years or 5 years or 6 years. They're much more than at least a couple of decades is what that we look at. And for that, I think it is important to have a consistency in policies. What we really cannot take in a global supply chain like ours are big surprises. And the resilience of our supply chain is so important for the rest of the Unilever supply chain. So I think it is the predictability and consistency, of our performance is important, and that is dependent on the policies which are governing our own industry within that is number one. Number two, I think it is important that the SEZ should provide the infrastructure which is going to make the operations continuous and predictable and reliable. I cannot accept to take, say, 4 or 5 power failures in a month or something, because that is going to completely upset my monthly operations and the P&L of that particular month as well. So it's important that, some of these uninterrupted, consistent, and supplies of utilities is very important. So the third one, which is also equally important, is the logistical support. Because there is no point in just making it and keeping it ourselves, and especially when we are talking about oleochemical fractions, which are pristine, water clear, cannot tolerate any impurities, or they need to be transported in stainless steel logistics in bulk to be cost competitive. I think we are finding it a bit challenging at the moment. And these are some of the things that need to be worked upon, of course, with the tenants and with the government and with SEZ, but that need to be sorted out in such a way that anybody can open a shop, dispatch it across the globe, because it's not meant for so much of a domestic consumption alone, but it is more of a global consumption.
Understood. Thank you very much. Ms. Song, how does alignment with global sustainability standards increase investor confidence?
I think, for Gesize, just start initiative for the SDG model zone. We just think about ESG, SEZ, the ESG systems standards. This want to achieve the investor requirement. For all the investor just need low cost, safety, greening, the environment, business environmental. So all the SEZ need to provide this good business environment. How to achieve it? So this standards is easy way, like all the SEZ's constructor or operator to follow it. So just aside, in China, some of the industry zones just try to achieve the national EIP standards, national green park standards. I think all the standards like SEZ thinking how to achieve the I think a good business environmental for investor. So I think if now the investor not only need I think low cost, and they also need very good reputation, SDG sustainable development. So they need green energy, green electricity. They need a very good human resource, and also some good integrated logistics systems. So this, I think the SEZ, the operator thinking the whole things for the ESG system. If industry zones can achieve ESG standards, they can provide a good business environment for investor, and they can get the good, I think, trust by industry investor. So I think there's a good way for them for the trade and for the FDI, attracting FDI. So that's all.
Thank you very much, Ms. Song. Last question for Mr. McLeod. Where do you see the biggest opportunities for clean manufacturing and decarbonization partnerships in Indonesian SEZs?
So I think Indonesia is blessed with some real ace cards in this, I think. The geological formations you've got that allow carbon capture storage, the significant amount of geothermal renewable energy you've got, combined with an abundance of critical minerals, make Indonesia a very special place relative to your neighbors. So I think, combining these, obviously following the downstreaming, phase one was stopping the export of raw material, phase two moved to downstreaming, but phase three, where the big prize is, I think, is getting the green premium for those products going to US and EU markets that will pay for that. So as I say, the critical infrastructure and some of the geology and minerals here make it a really compelling value proposition if all the integration can happen. So the master planning and robust integration of the renewable energies, the decarbonization, the carbon capture storage, the downstreaming of the critical minerals, if they can all be integrated together, the premium is large and is a very compelling proposition for Indonesia.
Thank you very much to all the speakers. I think we've heard some key themes. Indonesia has lots of opportunity in the area of sustainability. What's important are themes like trust, consistency, as well as technology. So I'd like to leave it at this, please. I would like to thank all of you for joining the panel. And I'd like to hand over to the MC for handing out tokens of appreciation.
Thank you so much to our moderator, Mr. Ivo van de Green. Gentlemen, please come forward. We will proceed to the token of appreciation ceremony and would love to invite Mrs. Neti Muharni. Mrs. Neti, please join us on the stage to present the token of appreciation. So the token of appreciation will be presented by Mrs. Neti to all panelists and moderator. And the first one to Mr. Ivo van de Green, Director, Strategy, Risk and Transactions, Deloitte Southeast Asia. And next one to Mr. Devara Kondasai Krishna, Managing Director, Oleochemical Unilever Asia. And next one to Mr. Aditya Dewa Broto, Vice President, Strategy and Portfolio PT Pertamina Persero. And second one, the third one to Mr. Donald McLeod, President of...
Ya pemirsa, usai jeda kami masih akan menghadirkan dialog spesial dan juga tentunya menarik dengan dua kawasan ekonomi khusus atau KEK. Jadi tetaplah bersama kami di Special Reports Indonesia SEZ Business Forum 2025.